Akademiks threatens Drake with a full-on crash out.
That's the only argument y'all could ever make. I ain't gonna lie. I shouldn't have a Kanye interview before Drake. I'll be honest. I shouldn't. Like, Ye shouldn't be hitting me like, when we doing part 2? Before Drake tell me about part. I'll be honest with that. I'll keep it a bean. But I know it's gonna happen in due time. And also, you see, I'm also not like some salty nigga that be like, bro, Drake, like, Rihanna don't do interviews. Kendrick don't do interviews. I know you might think this is an interview. It's not an interview. But in the appropriate time, and I'll know if that hotline don't bling, it's up for Drake. I ain't gonna hold you. We're not playing. And what I mean is up. Now on some salty shit. Just that, bro.
He's gonna crash out.
I'll call things out. I just want y'all to know I'm not some abused ex that can't see disrespect.
That's exactly what an abused ex would say in this situation.
I'm telling you where my line of disrespect is with Drake. Drake started doing hip-hop interviews, and he don't do one with me. Now I know when was trying to end you, and they was trying for like 2 years to get me to kick your back in, and me staying solid, you was fake. That's a fact. Nigga, I'm saying it now.
What up, where's your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership, gang. Listen, first of all, first things first, head over to Yo EQ TV. My boy EQ has a video where he's breaking down this academic situation, and he does it so lovely. I think you need to see the whole thing. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to talk about it because I want you to have my perspective. But make sure you check the Yo EQ TV site out. Go over there, throw some fists in the chat, let him know who sent you, and show your boy some love because he does a great job at what he does, right? He got this clip of Akademiks literally crashing out, and I know a lot of people are covering it to a degree, but really what it is, if you really understand what Ak is doing, he's threatening Drake. He's literally threatening Drake. He literally says, if he goes and does an interview with another hip-hop podcaster or streamer such as Joe Budden or Elliot Wilson, I'm going out like a crazed lunatic. I'm not having it. It is literally telling Drake, you good going on Aiden Ross stream and these QX, that YZ, all these other dudes, you're good with that because they're not in my lane, right? You can do what you want with that. I'll even call in. And when he called in, they clowned this dude. Like, I've never seen a dude so goofy in my life. Akademiks has lost all self-respect. He does this stream. He's talking on this stream, trying to get his self-respect back, trying to make excuses as to why Drake won't do an interview with him. He has a million excuses. And then after all that, 5-10 minutes later, he gets to the nitty-gritty. He said, but if this guy, if I look up, right, if I see him on another podcast doing an interview, then it's up. And he starts saying all this little slick stuff that I could say or I should say or I might say if he does this to me. But before he says all that, he tries to go into all these excuses. Oh, well, Drake has a $180 million deal with Kick, and therefore he's contractually obligated to stream with Aiden Ross because they're tied together with state gambling and Kick, and it's all one big conglomerate. Drake is doing this for the money, and we're not buddy. People want me to be buddy. We're not besties. No, gang, we're not talking about you being besties. We're talking about how you're nutting up and bugging out for this guy all up and down, especially all last year. Being his flunky, you're being his mouthpiece, you're doing everything in his favor, you're coming down on Kendrick, you're going live, you're making all these false narratives, you got your fake-ass Akademiks TV page doing some of the most heinous things ever. You yourself had to come out and say, no, that wasn't true. I got word when your fake-ass Akademiks TV page moderated by what's his name, Grand Chat nigga, right? The Grand Wizard Chat nigga, right? He's moderating the Akademiks TV page, and he erroneously said that Not Like Us was botted. You said, no, you yourself said, I don't know why you're changing it now, but you yourself said, I got it from a source at Spotify. Kendrick numbers are real. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You said that. You made Grand Wizard Chat nigga take that thing down that he said about Kendrick with bots. And all of a sudden, y'all brought the bots thing back up, and all of a sudden it's real. And then we had those leaks last month showing direct contact between Grand Wizard Chat Nigga, aka Akademiks TV, and Drake. We had all the DMs came out that Drake been on that page chit-chatting with you guys for a year and a half. Right? So this is why people are like, so he gonna go behind the scenes and chat with the Grand Wizard Chat Nigga, and you asking him for tickets for Grand Wizard to go to the show, and they fanning out. But you can't get tickets yourself. It's like you're begging them for tickets, or you're scared to ask him all this stuff like this. And like your man said, he sent Ice Spice to Jet before he sent you one, right? All this stuff, we're not saying, oh, you got to be buddy, right? But we're saying, let the man show you some love back. The way you're jumping up and down, clapping your hands, and acting like this dude is the greatest thing since sliced bread, people are saying, yo, why can't he reciprocate? It's been 5 years of this. At least 5 years of this. Non-stop, just Drake, fan. Like, you ain't even met the dude face to face. And what they're saying is they clearly see that you're hurt when he goes on Aiden Ross and these other streams, he won't even give you the reach around, right? When he goes to these streams, this is like the second, third time you've called in. Gang, you know how crazy you look? You called in on Aiden Ross stream, and him and Aiden Ross said, what you want? What do you want? Right? And I think you try to play it off like it's funny. It ain't funny. They playing you big time, gang. That's what people are saying. They're not. No, we know you're not buddy. We're not buddy. We're best of friends. It's a reciprocal relationship. People don't know. I make millions too. When he tells me these things, okay, we hear you saying you make millions, but then you go and fanboy over the dude like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he act like he don't even know you. So if it's reciprocal, you can do all these reciprocal things. He can feed you information, but you ain't got to act like this guy's the greatest thing walking on the earth. That's where the problem is. You act like he's above reproach, and this guy is the big enchilada, You're supposed to be low-key a news journalist to a degree, right? You're supposed to have some impartial. You're supposed to be impartial to some things. Like, you're supposed to show both sides of the coin in a lot of situations. You never do that anymore. You used to. You used to have commentary that was positive to one thing or the other. Now it's like it's mad lopsided and one-sided, and people are like, gang, you're acting like this guy is kind of like in a relationship with you, and you've never even set foot in his house. You've never really had a conversation. Like, yo, he went live one time. He FaceTimed me one. He FaceTimed you one time. Oh, is that what happened? He FaceTimed me one time about he was talking business. He left a club and FaceTimed you one time about business. It wasn't no friendship stuff. And the thing is, you act like you're friends, but he treats a lot of dudes way better than you. That's what people are saying. He's like, oh, the K-bots want me to get mad, because he's like, the narrative he's trying to spin is now the K-bots are trying to separate you from Drake. How? They want me to crash out on Drake. They feel like, yo, they almost got the whole thing complete with Drake, with Drake's fail, with his defeat. The last thing they need to do is separate me and Drake. We ain't separate. Y'all not together. That's what you keep missing. You keep saying that the K-bots, right? And I'm about to give me a K-bot shirt. You keep saying the K-bots want me to separate from Drake. Well, apparently, according to Drake, y'all ain't together. He's chilling with Aiden Ross. And everybody else, he's about to start his weekly stream for a kick. Ain't say nothing about Akademiks on there. What, you gonna call in there every day? Everybody sees you chasing this man around. You got your tail between your legs. You're like a puppy chasing this man everywhere he goes. That's what people are talking about. Sure, a lot of business people have a reciprocal business relationship with him, but they don't go around up and down championing this guy like he can't do no wrong. Everything he says and does is perfect. You do. So when people see you doing all that, like, bro, you doing too much. Why? What is he doing back for you? Nothing. That's the problem. So Ak goes on here and basically is like, yo, he does all this stuff because of stake, because of gambling. He really don't want to do no real questions. So he takes these fluff. He take these fluff. He's not interviews. He just goes on the stream and he gets these softball questions because he really doesn't want to answer real questions. And when I call in, he gets nervous. He gets really kind of shaky because he doesn't know what I'm gonna say. I'm in the wild card. Yeah, we get it. You'll say some goofy shit. But what did you say when you called there? You said, oh, he was talking about some song. When you do this song, oh man, I'm gonna lose it. You sound crazy. You sound crazy, gang. Oh man, yo, when you do such and such song, man, yo, bro, right? You're the guy that didn't get invited to the party that called the party anyway. You're not reading the room. They didn't want you there. They was like, man, what do you want, gang? What? We doing shit. I think they was playing like Mario Party 5 or something. I don't know what they was doing. They was doing something that didn't involve you. You're calling in like, yo, they're like Akademiks on the phone. Oh man, what? Right? You're the little brother that keep coming around like, yo, get out my room. Like, gang, they don't want you there. So you basically you went on the stream and you started going. You had the Henny. You're sipping the Henny. I want to say 10 minutes into the stream, well, the clip, right? Salute to your boy EQ. You go, if he goes and I see him, after all this talk about, you was talking on the whole stream about, yo, we not close. People expect more than what he's willing to get. Like, I don't need all that because it's a reciprocal relationship. And then 10 minutes later, that reciprocal relationship turned into, I'm going to keep it real. If he goes on Joe Budden, if he goes on Elliot Wilson, then it's up. To me, that's a threat. What does that mean? Right? You start saying all this stuff you could say, you might say. No, this is stuff you really feel that you won't say because you're still hoping that he does this interview with you. You're going to have your second interview with Kanye, according to you. You're going to fly to Japan and do a second interview with Kanye, and Drake is hitting you with the what you want when you call his stream right now. You still can't get in. So that's what people are observing. They're like, bro, you're like a crazed stalker right now. Right? And that's what people are asking you. They're not saying you got to be the buddy, but you act like you are. You got this whole beating on your chest. Yo, I made them give them tickets to Grand Chat Wizard, do whatever. I called him for them tickets. If he wouldn't have gave them tickets, then that's the hill you're dying on. Tickets for the Grand Wizard Chat, nigga. If he don't get the tickets, then it's a crash out. Then he gave the guy the tickets, then it was all good, right? It ain't making no sense. I could look weird. But this, to me, I want to see this happen because I'm almost certain that if he ever does a hip-hop interview again, it will not be with you. So we might as well get ready for you might as well start making up the crash out now, because I don't think he's ever going to sit down with you. He never going to forget how you used to fanboy over Kendrick, and he's never going to forget that your #1 record last year was Not Like Us on Spotify. That means you're playing that record. And he's never going to forget, I think your third best record was, what was it? Was it Peekaboo? One of these Kendrick records was in your top 3 of records. It wasn't Drake records, right? I think Drake record might have been #2, right? End of the day, why would he sit down when he knows at the end of the day, you really listen to Kendrick more than him? He knows it. It's a fact. Spotify already told you what it is. You showed the world. You said back on Everyday Struggle that Drake is scared of Kendrick. He doesn't forget that. And not only that, you got crash out moments that make you look awful. You got 2 weird things going on with this kid online, and then you got this thing with the girl at your pool house. Why would Drake associate himself with that? No, he's not going to sit down with you. Just going to be honest with you. It's not going to happen. So you might as well, all this anger you're building up, like, yeah, if I see that, boy, listen, like you balling up your fist. You know what I'm saying? You like, you know what I'm saying? You're getting brave. Like, yo, listen, don't work yourself up with that, because that's coming. So you might as well figure out what you're going to say and what you're not going to say, because he's not going to sit down with you. It's just clear at this point. And if he sit down with you, it's going to be bad, because he's going to be clowning you the whole time. You're that little kid that people know that they don't really respect like that, but they need you. You got the basketball and we want to play. Right? You're the kid with the basketball. We want to play, so we got to let your little ass, we're going to let you sit on the sideline and think you're next. Little man, you got next. We got you. We got you. We're going to hoop. Shirts off. Shirts versus skins. Sun going to be up. Sun going to go down. You still ain't getting in the game. We using your ball and you ain't taking it. You're that kid. Just in case you didn't know. So you might as well get ready to crash out. These veiled threats that you're sending to Drake, he sees that too. Just going to be honest. What you think? He don't know that you said that? You don't think somebody's adding him right now? Bro. Akademiks said if you do, so that's going to make him come now? You think now, if he do it, he going to look crazy. At this point, if he does it with you after you said, if he don't come do it with me, I'm going to crash out. Now, you might as well just go ahead and crash out. It ain't happening. At this point, you know this dude's ego is too big to get bullied into doing that. You know that and I know that. So Akademiks, think about this before you go live the next time. Do you really want to keep supporting him at this point? Because he's already shown you everything. You don't need to see nothing else. You're on your own live breaking down why he clowned you on somebody else's live. Made 100 excuses and then end the whole thing with, yo, if he don't do this for me, yo, listen, that's when you're going to see us up. You know what that sound like? That's like a dude that got smacked in the head 7 times and he's like, yo, but if you step on my feet, you look crazy out here. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to leave it at that. CLBMG. Head over to black-yeti.com. Make sure you check them out. They are the sponsors of The What Show. They are the sponsors of Talking Facts. Make sure you show them some love. You got to put the dash in there. Make sure you do that. All right? And I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. I'm out of here. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.